Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to my Minecraft single player world. Today I've got a few things in mind. I've got a few plans, a game plan if you will. And I think I'm going to be doing one thing at this point. However, I had no idea what was waiting in store for me. The many hours of wasted time and struggling that is waiting for me. So to start off my plan for today, I need to get access to a pufferfish. So off camera I just did some nether mining. I find that's the easiest way to get experience when you've not got like a farm set up or anything. So that's what all the quartz was. So just did a bit of nether mining so I can enchant a fishing rod for the lure enchantment to get fish quicker. I've never actually messed with fishing, to be honest with you, but I thought now's the time. Yeah, you know, now's better time than any to try it out. But as you can see, I get quite lucky. This is my third attempt at fishing, and I do get the pufferfish here, regardless of how long it takes. Sometimes fishing can take long. I go back to fishing later in the episode. It doesn't last too long, but, well, for you guys anyway. It definitely lasted quite a few hours for me, but either way, the start of my plan for today is going to be some potion brewing. Based off of last episode and how dark things got, I'm going to be in a situation where I'm not going to be able to light things up today. So, first things first, I'm going to need some night vision potions, and as you'll see with the pufferfish, water breathing potions as well. So based on the thumbnail, you may already kind of have an idea of what we're doing today. But today I want to do something that I've done a handful of times. I don't know why I do it, but essentially what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to an ocean monument. Sorry, I forgot what they were called there. You see, I don't visit them often. I'm going to go to an ocean monument, and we're going to raid that today and get some sponges, and mainly prismarine. Yeah, so here's something I want to point out. I cut it out because it's like a long amount of footage. But if you notice, I've only got 4 water-breathing potions. The colors of the potion bottles are so close to water bottles. Oh, sorry, I think I said water bottles twice there. The water bottles are so close to the water-breathing potions in color that I actually didn't realize, and I accidentally put 2 of the water-breathing potions back on to brew. You see, I'm double-checking the colors here. So I made 3, and then I put 2 of them back in, and then made basically just 1 more. So yeah, that took me a minute to figure out, but actually, funnily enough, the first half of this episode is recorded on a previous snapshot to what's currently live, and the live snapshot just changed potion colors, so they're actually completely different colors now. I don't think it shows in the episode, but yeah. Something I'm doing here, so I just made some diamond armor. Obviously, I'm going to be in a combat area. I'm going to want some better protection than just iron. The diamond, it looks weird. Maybe I've just gotten used to the netherite look, but yeah, that blue of that diamond on the armor is really ugly looking, huh? Obviously, you can't see it right now, but yeah, it's very ugly looking. Anyway, so here we are at the ocean monument. Yeah, really fun. Can't see anything. Thanks, Guardians. So this ocean monument is just a couple hundred blocks away from my main base and my mine shaft. Probably not even that. Probably like 200 blocks away. And I crossed it on the way to the Cherry Grove biome. Just the Cherry Grove, I think, is its official name. Not the Cherry Tree Grove or anything. Sorry, getting a bit distracted there. Yeah, so this is right on the way. So at some point, I will probably eventually turn this into a Guardian farm. I don't actually know how to do that. I've never done that before. It's one of those like big projects that I've just never messed with. Now, funnily enough, there's actually quite a few of those. One of them happens this episode. I wonder if that's on the thumbnail. Big, giant, ugly black box. Anyway, we'll get to that. But, yeah, so as much as I've never made a Guardian farm, I've definitely raided a bunch of Guardian temples. And found a Guardian, big Guardian guy. I don't know their name. Big Guardian fish thing. I'm not sure. But, yeah, this was a little awkward for me. Let me know how much more of this you want to see. So what I mean by that is when I was editing this... sorry, I'm saying a lot. When I was editing this, the footage was quite boring. I was just swimming around and exploring and stuff. But that's like part of the adventure, right? So you'll see I include a few moments. And I include... There's the treasure room there. Finding all 3 of the Elder Guardians. That's it, Elder Guardians. I remember now. Yeah, I do find them, and I show them here. Yeah, I don't know if I cut out too much, or not enough. Perhaps this is boring. But, yeah, let me know how much more you want to see, or how much less you want to see. Just help me out a bit in future. Because I've got a bit of a plan for next episode as well. Yes, I can't wait to get started on the next episode. Hopefully you guys will enjoy it too. Anyway, here's something I found interesting. The Guardians, I thought in the past they used to do the thorns damage to you when their spikes were out. But when their spikes were in, like right now, you can see that guy swimming away. When their spikes are in, you shouldn't take thorns damage, but I was taking thorns damage even when they were put away. So this is interesting here. I look where that fish came from, and this Guardian's just dancing at me. Yeah. So I like his thorns are in. Like surely I shouldn't be getting hurt there, but I guess they changed that or something. This guy's hitbox is absolutely massive. I'm still in the entryway, and I'm hitting him on the other side of the room. But that's all 3 Elder Guardians down. Yeah, see, I shouldn't be getting thorns damage here. At least that's what I thought. But anyway, yeah, so that's the 3 Elder Guardians down. I keep this in, but I get shown to a sponge room by this one Guardian that I'm fighting. He swam out of that room down and around, literally right next to where it just was. And, yeah, sponge room. In one of my older worlds that I've played before. Oh, hold on, I'm going to be quiet for this. I hope this is really satisfying. Yes. Ooh, that's satisfying to me. I hope that's satisfying to you guys. Yeah, I've had many temples, or ocean monuments, I should say, that don't have sponge rooms, so I was quite lucky to get one here. Also, that was really good timing. Literally found the sponge room and was like, how long on the the mining fatigue? And it had like 1 second left. I was pretty happy about that. Anyway, this is something here that I've done in ocean monuments before. I don't know if this is like a bad thing to do or not. It's just something I was doing at the time to get prismarine. Or like, you know, the prismarine blocks and stuff. What I'm doing here is I'm setting up a little station just to turn these wet sponges not wet. Yeah. To dry out the sponges. And then I'm just gonna... Well, essentially, as you can see, I'm just sort of mining out the room. Give me a couple blocks. I really struggle to use the sponges, to be honest with you. I'm not very good at it. This whole process, I mean, you see the room just... I don't know if there's a special way you should do this, but I'm just spamming sponges at the moment, and you can see it's just filling up faster than I can spam them, but managed to lower the one level by one, and then I get the rest of it. But yeah, essentially what I'm doing here is I'm just hollowing out the entire ocean monument. I did it the first time a couple years ago out of pure curiosity. I wanted to know what it looked like inside with no water. So I kept all the tunnels in place and stuff. But I completely got rid of the water. And then later on, I got rid of all the walls to see how the tunnels like sort of matched up with each other. was quite fun. It's quite fun for me to sort of like turn my mind off in a sense and just, as you can see, mine out a big room like this. It's also really satisfying to me as well, because like you get to sort of see the inner workings. But the one problem this does have is that it's a decent amount of work, constantly messing with the sponges in the water and taking drowning damage all the time. Yeah, this took me a couple hours. I've cut out a lot for you guys here. Ow, I just elbowed my table. Nicely done, me. I don't finish the whole thing here, but I do go back off camera and just get that last little room. I just wanted to move on for the episode here, but something that's quite funny, you'll see it here. That was quite tame there, but something that's quite funny is when you do hollow these things out, if you put the entrance on there like I just did, there are so many guardians out there. Something that happened between episodes. Oh yeah, there you go. You can see the potion colors are different there. So this is on the next patch. Spoilers, there was a jump there. Or not spoilers, but yeah, bit behind the scenes. Okay, thank you, computer. Just disconnecting something, okay. Oh, and there it is, reconnecting. Okay, hopefully that didn't come through on the microphone. Oh, everything's interrupting me today. Yeah, look at that fishing rod, by the way. Just got the best fishing rod in the game. Only thing it's missing is mending, which was insane. Because as you'll see here, I'm about to go fishing with my brand new Luck of the Sea fishing rod, and the very first thing I fish up is, come on, here it comes. Yeah, I fish up a fishing rod with mending on it. Immediately, I could not believe my luck. Oh, getting the puffer fish super quickly, and then getting that enchanted fishing rod, and then getting mending immediately afterwards. I have the best fishing rod possible. Immediately, and I was like, wow, I'm really lucky. You know, I hope this continues forth. Here's a hint. It doesn't. So, essentially what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get access to nautilus shells. I have a plan for them in future. Maybe we'll see that next episode. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. I fished for about 2.5 hours here, and I got 2 nautilus shells, and I got them both in the first half hour. I didn't know how else to go about doing it, so I looked up on the wiki about how else to get nautilus shells, and one of the ways is Wandering Trader, which I've only had one, which you can see in episode 1. He's just sort of there. I don't interact with him or anything. Little dolphin jump there. Yeah, if you're unlucky, he doesn't show up with the trades that I need, which is exactly the trade I needed, the nautilus shell. So something I do is I set up an AFK fishing farm, and I had an inkling they had changed it, but I didn't know how. It turns out with AFK fishing farms, they removed the ability to get like treasure loot, or what the game considers treasure. So that would be enchanted books, enchanted fishing rods, and you guessed it, nautilus shells. So I set up an AFK fishing farm, and I went AFK for a couple hours and did not get a single nautilus shell. So that was, yeah, a colossal waste of time. So I tore that down and used the experience to enchant some stuff, including the armor I made earlier. Get some nice leggings there. I got a really nice helmet. I think I like lost the footage for that because it's enchanted right there. You just saw that, but I couldn't actually find the footage of that when I was editing. I don't know how. Yeah, I got a nice helmet. It's got fire protection, but it's got respiration and aqua affinity, which is really nice. And then I actually fished up a Feather Falling 4 book, so I go ahead and put that on the boots, attach a mending book, and I've got some perfect boots, almost. I just need Depth Strider 3 on them. Something I'm showing off here is the new enchantment glint stuff. With the new snapshots, they've reduced the amount of enchantment glint that happens on things. I'm not sure if I like it, to be honest. It's like really subtle now, and kind of makes things feel a little less special. So, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. So here we go. Here's stage 2 of looking for nautilus shells. Essentially, I am just boating around, searching for drowned. They spawn at light level 0. I think it's like 6 blocks deep or lower. And they have like, I think it's a 6% chance, it could be a 3% chance for them to hold a nautilus shell, which is why I opted for fishing originally, but that yielded nothing, or very little, so I thought I would give this part a try. As you can sort of tell, I'm not having a lot of luck here. So essentially, I'm like, right, okay, this isn't working, let's create something for the long run. So I've never created anything like this before, but I decide I'm going to create a drowned farm. I had to look this up. Yeah, I had to look up excuse me, I had to look up a design. Jeez, and I had to look for an area I could make it in. And yeah, that's going to be the big black box that you've seen on the thumbnail and in the title. This big ugly box is my drowned farm. I would like it to have been a bit more aesthetically pleasing, but unfortunately I'm still pretty early on in the world here. I don't even have shulker boxes, so I tame all these horses here, so I can get to the river and back home quickly. This is only about 200 blocks away, so it's not too bad. But yeah, don't get attached to the horse. I never see that horse again. I dive into the water there, and he's gone forever. I've never seen him again. So don't get too attached. Here's something quite amazing, actually. So I need to go up a certain amount of blocks to get away from the caves, so only drowned are spawning. And I decide at the top I'm going to ladder drop to get down, and I'm just gonna have a bit of fun with it, and I'm just gonna mess with it, and I'm just gonna be quiet here. Oh my god. So I don't know if you saw it, but when I was falling I moved my mouse away just a little bit so I could see down a little further, but it turns out it moved my mouse away from the blocks, so I couldn't place the ladder, and I panicked and I thought I was gonna die, and I managed to correct it on the last block. Yeah, I was really impressed with myself when I did that, but yeah, almost died, and well, not lost everything, but that would have been a bit annoying. I have only died once so far in the world. On the camera, like I mentioned before. I died earlier trying to get the thumbnail for this episode. That was fun. And then I actually died later on as well. I got killed by a drowned with a trident while I was AFK, and yeah, I lost that helmet that I had. It was the only thing I lost, but I did lose the helmet. Anyway, here's a fun little bug I encountered. Take a look at this. I'm in single player. I'm not open on LAN or anything, so there's not like block lag. Yeah, I don't know what this is. This is really weird. I move it here and then it suddenly works, so I think, oh, maybe it was just the item in my inventory was a bit bugged out, but as you'll see here, it happens again on the other side. But I moved the item and it's still broken. Like, I don't know, I have no idea why this is happening. I just spammed the bucket and eventually it worked. I did it again there. Yep. Only time this happened. It never happened again. Anyway, so as you can see, this farm is sort of just like a standard drop farm. Basically, the way this works is you have these like water canals on the bottom. Covers the entire thing. You'll see it later. But, oh yeah, here's another fun little thing. Thanks to my render distance. the world just blips out of existence at a certain height. So that really caught my eye. So yeah, just mess with it here, just jumping and it's happening. Anyway, sorry, as I was saying, so essentially you just create a giant water cube. That's how tall it needs to be, or at least should be. I actually skimp out because I ran out of blocks, and I go a little shorter, but all you do is you create a giant block of water in the sky, make sure it's light level 0 as I mentioned before, and then you just create like a big array of passable blocks. It's going to be signs, the fence gates, or whatever you like, anything that water can't pass through that you can, or mobs can. And then you just fill it with downwards flowing water, and when the drowned spawn in the water, they don't have to spawn in water source blocks. They flow downwards into the water, and then eventually they go down the tunnel, just like I did. And that's pretty much the gist of it. Unfortunately, I would have loved to have made this more attractive looking, more, you know, nice to look at, not so ugly. Yeah, this took all the blocks that I mined out from last episode, and more. It's why I had to go mining a bit more off camera. And yeah, this took everything. So this wasn't actually the project that I mentioned last episode, but that will come eventually. I'm gonna have to get a whole big amount of blocks again, a whole nother large amount. But for now, this is what the blocks went to. So yeah, just cap off the roof here, make it completely dark. The drowned will spawn inside, and voila. You know, they'll add up, and I've got a bit of an XP farm. I can remove the bottom layer on blocks on top of the hoppers at the bottom there if I want them to die automatically. Yeah, I want the XP for now, since I'm still sort of in the early game. Yeah, big ugly black box complete. This little bubble column is how I died, by the way. Turns out the drowned can spawn in that, so if you're making this on your own as well, don't do that. Don't do what I did. Don't make a bubble column up here. Just use ladders or something. But yeah, here we go. First dude here. First drowned falls down in the bottom of the farm, and absolutely insane. My luck picks back up. First guy, as you can see, he's holding a nautilus shell. So there we go, nautilus shell immediately. I did actually get another one while creating the farm too, but there we go. Anyway, that's gonna do it for today, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one.